secrets, failure, sin, what we went through, a lot of people don't come out of.
Yeah, so I was first exposed to pornography at the age of 7. We had this hot box connected to the TV that gave us all these channels we didn't even pay for.
I was raised in a broken home in Long Beach, New York. My parents divorced when I was 18 because my mom struggled with mental illness, and my dad didn't know how to deal with it. He drowned his sadness with alcohol and stayed as far away as he could.
You know, my mom struggled with addiction and my dad was a drug dealer. And so at the age of 1, my parents, they separated. All I knew was, domestic violence and sexual abuse.
From age 7 to 13, I was sexually abused by the random men my mother allowed into the house. I developed deep insecurities. I suffered poor body image. I developed an eating disorder, and with this, overwhelming shame that I couldn't shake off.
I started using and selling drugs. I was running the streets with gangs, and I just felt so broken. I felt so damaged. I was angry. That anger ended up getting the best of me, and I ended up being arrested for armed robbery. I knew there had to be more to life than this. And that's when I met Ron. He was a fellow inmate, and he started to share Christ with me. He started to teach me how to read my Bible and started to teach me how to pray.
I was 15 when I met Juan. We were pregnant by the time I was 18. We were kids with a kid. We married and came to the Poconos in search of a new life.
To try and get away from our own secret demons.
But it was as disastrous and destructive as the life we tried to leave behind.
Promises and dreams, they just quickly faded. Nothing worked out like what we had planned, and I couldn't provide for my family. I felt like I was less of a man. We were living out of our car. I wanted so desperately to give up, but instead of saying how I felt, I just got angry. I just got bitter.
Juan was feeling like a failure. I was drowning in shame. If I'm honest, we didn't even really know each other because of our secrets. Secrets rot and they destroy. Secrets keep all that shame, pain, and darkness contained and never let out. And that's what finally caught up to me when I attempted to take my own life.
All I knew was something had to change. The only way I knew was to just cry out to God, and amazingly enough, he started to put all the pieces of our life right back together.
He brought us here to community church, and the minute we walked in, we felt the presence of God. This was the home we'd been looking for, the warmth and the family we'd searched our whole lives for. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't an instant fix. We were so messed up, and there was so much sin and so many secrets.
God helped us come clean to Him and to one another, and we started to share those secrets of shame and guilt and place them in the lens of God's redemption. And
He shared all His secrets with me, didn't reject me. He told me about His own shame and His own pain. We knew each other in a way neither of us ever thought was possible. From that release, God has been helping us to find freedom and healing. For the first time in our life, we feel alive. I truly believe my greatest days are ahead of me. I didn't see God in the past because I was so blinded by my pain. But looking back, I can see He was there all along. I shouldn't be here today, but I am.
So I want to use my life now, and I want to use my story to help others to find that same freedom. I don't want anyone to feel alone. I don't want anyone to feel hopeless, because God is able. Hope is here. God is not done with me. He's not done with you.
We are all far from perfect, but if we truly surrender, God can take our imperfections and perfect them according to His will and purpose.
And surrendering gave me the strength to make real change.
Finish the work. It's not always easy, but it's His work, and it's powerful to see what He can do in and through you if only you allow it.
So finishing the work for me looks like me just living each day on purpose, living each day for Christ, being the man of God He's called me to be, to shepherd and to lead my wife, to lead my children, and to leave a legacy of faith to my children and their children for generations to come. Finish the work.